All right, so let's talk about a company you think you know, Foxconn. They're the manufacturing titan behind pretty much every iconic device in our lives. But the real story here, it's about a giant that's kind of trapped by its own success and the absolutely massive bet it's making to try and break free. First, to get a sense of just how big Foxconn is, you have to wrap your head around this one number, $217 billion. That's their revenue for 2024. I mean, that's bigger than the economy of a lot of countries. It's just a staggering scale.
And where does all that money come from? Well, they're basically the invisible factory for the entire tech world. Foxconn has built something like 40% of all consumer electronics sold on the planet. We're talking smartphones, gaming consoles, laptops, you name it. If it's a huge tech brand, odds are Foxconn is the one putting it together for them, including, that most famous one of all.
So this role as the world's go-to electronics factory, that's really Foxconn's core identity. They are the biggest contract manufacturer on Earth, period. You know, companies like Apple or Sony or Dell, they come up with the brilliant designs, but then they turn to Foxconn to actually build the things at a scale that's almost impossible to imagine, most famously at that giant iPhone City complex in China. But when you slice up that massive revenue pie, you see something pretty wild. Over half of it, 50%, comes from just one customer, Apple. So yeah, they build for lots of other companies, but their entire business really depends on the success of the iPhone. And that creates this huge opportunity, but also a massive risk. And this is where we get to the heart of the problem. That dependency, it's trapped Foxconn in its own success. I mean, being the essential partner for the world's most valuable company sounds amazing, right? But what it's really done is create what analysts like to call a pair of golden handcuffs.
And this, right here, this chart shows you exactly what those handcuffs feel like. While Foxconn's clients are enjoying these really healthy profit margins, somewhere between 25, maybe 30%, Foxconn is living on a razor's edge. Their net margin, it's a tiny 2.2%. They make money because the volume is just astronomical, but there is zero room for error.
An industry analysis really puts it perfectly, saying, Foxconn's model excels in scale, efficiency, and integration, but its heavy reliance on a few key customers exposes it to significant concentration risk. So what does that really mean? It means they're absolute masters at making things, but their whole empire is built on a foundation that's actually pretty narrow.
But here's the thing. Foxconn's leaders, they know this. They see the writing on the wall. And so they've launched this incredibly ambitious plan to pivot the whole company. The goal is to transform themselves from just a low-margin assembler into a genuine, high-tech powerhouse.
They call it the 3+3 strategy, and it's their big plan to escape that low-margin trap. So step one, they're pushing hard into 3 new high-growth industries: electric vehicles, digital health, and robotics. And to pull that off, step 2, they have to master 3 core technologies: AI, semiconductors, and next-gen networking.
You know, the best way to understand their ambition is this phrase they use, becoming the Android of EVs. Think about it. Just like Google made an open software platform for anybody to make a phone, Foxconn wants to create an open hardware platform for cars. They're not going to sell you a Foxconn car. No, they're going to build the guts of the car that other brands can then build on top of. It's a brilliant move. And listen, this pivot, it's not just a bunch of nice-sounding slides in a presentation. It is already paying off big time. When the AI boom hit and everybody needed AI servers, those super powerful computers that run AI models, Foxconn went all in. And by 2024, they'd become the #1 supplier of these things in the world. I mean, that's an incredibly fast takeover of a super important new market. So this brings us to the final and really the most important question. The strategy is bold, the early results look great, but this is still a Titan's risky bet. Can a company that's built its entire identity on low-cost, high-volume manufacturing actually reinvent itself as a high-tech innovator? The jury is still out. Okay, so the case for them succeeding, the bull case, it's pretty strong. They have scale that nobody else can touch. They're sitting on a mountain of cash to fund this whole transition, and they're already a leader in that booming AI server market. Plus, they're spreading their factories out globally, which helps with risk. Some people argue they're just a hugely undervalued piece of the whole tech puzzle.
But on the other hand, the hurdles are just as massive. That deep, deep dependence on Apple isn't just going to disappear overnight. Those razor-thin margins, they're a constant threat. Then you've got the geopolitical tension between the US and China, with Foxconn stuck right in the middle. And they're jumping into new areas like EVs, where the competition is absolutely brutal. The risk of this not working out is very, very real.
So, we end on this question. Is Foxconn simply perfecting a manufacturing model that belongs to the past, one based on huge scale and relying on other companies' innovations? Or are they actually building the future? A new kind of diversified, high-tech platform that's going to power the next wave of technology. The answer is going to reshape a lot more than just one company. It could reshape the entire tech world.